You know, the next several videos, I'd like to just do a series that I call The Wealth of the Poor. You know, I've had the privilege of traveling around the world, often with World Vision, Imani Bridges, and have seen some of the world's deepest and darkest pockets of poverty. And the one thing I come away with, no matter where I've been, whether it's the favelas of Brazil, the slums of Kisumu, or the lake houses in Lagos, Nigeria, wherever I have been, I meet people who are among God's most precious saints. People that have gifts and talents and abilities and insights that are enviable. And I think one of the most sad things I see is how often people judge the poor and throw the poor all together in one mega grouping as if all of them shared certain characteristics, like being lazy or wanting to exist off the handouts of others, and all kinds of very unfair, untrue things. So I'd like to just tell you some stories about people I've met. And the first one I want to tell you about is Vincent Amenya. Vincent was a driver for World Vision in Katito, Kenya. And I've been to Vincent's home several times. His wife is an excellent cook, makes some of the best red beans and rice I've had anywhere on the planet. And Vincent has a couple of children. And the first time I was there, I had taken some paper for his kids. And when I'm in the house and we've had our dinner, I take out a piece of paper and I fold it up and I make an airplane. And this is the most creative thing they have ever seen. They've never had paper just to make toys out of. Paper was always for schoolwork, so there was none to waste. So what ended up happening was, the next time I went, I took even more paper, but I brought a couple of books for Vincent and his family. One was just how to draw animals, and another was how to make paper airplanes. And literally you could divide up the book and it had pre-cut forms so that you didn't have to waste paper. The paper itself came from the book so you could make these planes. And I also brought to Vincent a solar light. And I'll tell you why this is a factor. The Nyakach Valley, where Vincent lived, when I first started going there, was completely without electricity. And Vincent's home didn't have electricity at all. And that means when it got dark, you went to bed. There's nothing else to do. But when I gave Vincent the light, he ended up sitting up late until the light ran out of power, just reading that book about how to draw animals. And the next morning he came to me and he said, "Pastor Keith, you wouldn't believe it." He said, "To draw a bird, you begin with a circle." And he is quoting to me sections of this book because he applied himself to this gift I brought and wanted to learn it and wanted to master it for himself and for his children. And, this is so typical of most of the Africans I've ever met, that if you give them a gift, they will maximize it to its potential. They will use it and demonstrate to you why they were worthy of that gift. And so every time I think of Vincent, I always have to ask myself, God, am I like Vincent? I have been given an overabundance of material goods, opportunities, all types of resources at my disposal. Do I make maximum use of them like Vincent? Because Vincent is wealthy in a way a lot of us are very poor. So stay with me, and I'll keep on telling you about the wealth of the poor. God bless you. See you again real soon.